Heyo, you're tuning into Toasted Time, where I cook your time with some Reddit stories. Right now we've got Entitled Parents, where we actually get two updates on a previous story from Money Photograph, where the dilemma ends with the mom going to prison. I didn't think I'd be making an update so soon, but my mother is unrelenting. To the people that were so kind and gave me advice earlier, thank you so much. It really helps to have people show kindness in difficult days. I follow with the advice to freeze my credit, and I'll be getting a new iPhone for personal use. We'll have to keep the old phone for work for a little though. Now, to update on the situation. We are going through with pressing charges and might do a civil lawsuit for 2 years of child support my mother owns. We are not sure of our chances on it, but my brother Sam wants to go scorched earth. As for my mother, she began a new campaign. She's been posting about me falsely accusing my stepbrother Chris of SA. She's been accusing me of being a temptress that tried for years to sleep with my brother. I even got a few relatives who I just found out are my aunts to join in saying they were witnesses. I have never met these women in my life. My stepfather actually commented in her post saying my mom was lying and accusing her own son of being a P. That's how I found out that there was a big fallout between them. Stepbrother went after one of stepfather's nieces. I didn't know the girl's age, but she has to be about my age if I'm thinking of the right person. If not, she's actually younger than me. A lot of my biological father's relatives have also gone into social media to call out my mother, saying that she has always claimed she was an orphan and had no family, while now she has 3 sisters. It is a mess. I'm just watching for now and being a stay-at-home aunt. My nephews love it, since we go out after they finish homework for crazy shenanigans. My boss has helped me with some paperwork for leave of absence, and I should be off for about 6 weeks. After, I'll be mostly working from home for a few weeks. Not the greatest update, and to be sincere, things are not fun, but it is nice to spend time with the kiddos at least. Also, I forgot to mention this, but no, my mom is not likely sleeping or in a relationship with my stepbrother. Some people had mentioned this. My mom always wanted a son. I was a disappointment because I was a girl. She treats my brother like he's her real son, and I think she truly loves him as a mother. She made sure to tell me how disappointing it was for her when I was born. And before we get on to the third update, there are some relevant comments down below. Screenshot all she says and save it. My brother got it. I have her blocked. I would post them, but there's a lot of personal information that will be hard to blur. She put the whole rant over a picture of us as a family, so it would be hard to blur faces. Wow, she is a special kind of evil, isn't she? Big hugs. I don't think we need to see the screenshots, but you may need them if a lawyer gets involved. This sort of crap happened to my wife. That money isn't for student loans, so glad you have your brother and his wife. And then someone says the true advice is, do not post them anywhere. Do not do that. Just have your brother document everything and send it to your lawyer. And that to me sounds like pretty good advice. Okay, now continuing on to the next. Now, before we continue on, I just want to ask that if you are enjoying this so far, that you consider recommending this channel to friends and family, or just people you know, because the help for this channel is greatly appreciated. So, to continue on, and now for the last update from this saga. So, this might be my last update on the mess with my mother and stepbrother, since we're finally starting the legal fight, but I finally had a good laugh. In my previous post, I haven't said a lot about my biological father. He passed away when I was 1 year old, so I never really met him. I have one picture of him holding me when I was an infant. I mostly know him from stories from his family. What I do know is that he is a man of means. He had a lot of assets that he had carefully divided in his will. Not like so rich I'll never have to work type, just rich enough that I would be able to live comfortable so long I worked and did right by my finances. I was not aware he had made sure to leave me with anything. Neither did my half-brother Sam, his son with his first wife. I'm the daughter of an affair partner turned second wife. My understanding is that anything I inherited was wasted by my mother to buy things for her predator stepson Chris, who she prefers to me. He was my abuser growing up. In her words, daughters don't need inheritance. Just marry a wealthy old man like I did. Well, since my mother and Chris have been harassing me lately, we drove to my dad's lawyer to get some things we need from my dad's records for the lawsuit we were planning. He is a sweet older man, kinda looked like my dad a bit, and was my dad's best friend. When we met, he received me with a hug and told me how happy he was to finally meet him. His wife was there too, and she also gave me a big hug and told me we needed to have dinner at their place. Once we all caught up, we found my mother has been faking receipts to get money from my trust. A lot of it. Some of it when I was under Sam's guardianship, and she's not the executor of my trust. She had to provide receipts for anything. And she's been sending receipts for me because I'm still in medical school. I finished in 2021. Well, her meal ticket not only got torn, and she is now in big trouble. Because this is fraud, and basically my hands are tied about pressing charges or not. She claims me as a dependent on her taxes, so my dad's lawyer would refund her for her expenses. He basically told me there is no way we can keep this in just civil court. He had to contact IRS and the police. Doesn't help, she's been using my social security number for some things that she shouldn't. Thank you for the people that advised me to freeze my credit. You guys saved me for sure. I probably won't be able to post for quite a while, and I'm going to be incredibly busy. I'm just mentally exhausted about how much has happened. I wouldn't have done anything about my mom using my trust if she had left me alone. I wouldn't even know about it because the trust is set for me to take it with proof of marriage or graduating college. And since I didn't know about it, I never sent the required paperwork to take control. She could have milked it dry if she had left me alone and just kept sending fake information. I am in the process to get what is left of my trust. There's quite a bit in it, so it should be enough for me to get a house or condo if I mix it with my savings and still have leftover invest to do other things safely. I might wait for a while to buy anything though. I don't know how safe it would be since my mom still has my social security number. And that is the end of that current saga. But we are gonna check out the comments real quick because there's some good details in there. You could be magnanimous and let Mommy Dearest off, but I'm all for people getting what they earn. It seems as if she has earned a prison stint. To you, be healthy and happy. It doesn't sound like OP can drop any charges. Mom didn't just defraud OP, she defrauded the IRS and the executor of the trust, or the trust itself. Not sure if that's a thing. She committed identity theft and she's in trouble for sure. As OP says, it is largely out of her hands and the big guns are going after Mom now. OP, I hope she gets all the consequences she deserves and you get all the justice you deserve for dealing with all the mess and harassment. And then OP commented, you pretty much said almost word for word what was explained to me. I could drop the civil lawsuit, but I won't. The criminal stuff is out of my hands. In the wise words of every person with 2 brain cells to rub together, don't F with the IRS. Did any of the trust fraud include her illegally opening mail address to you? Because the other government entity that you don't want to F with, because they will go after you, is the USPS. Yeah, about that. There's a reason I didn't know about the trust. I'm going to keep some popcorn on handy for whenever you're cleared by your lawyer to update. Q, this gon' be good. And I could not agree more. If you guys want to listen to the final update, hopefully I'll catch it. I should be able to, but hopefully I'll be able to catch it. If you guys want to listen to the catch-up of the final update to the saga, I'm assuming the next one's going to be the final update, but, you know, it might continue on anywho. But enough of that. If you guys want to stick around to see the last update for this incredible saga, then you best hit that subscribe button and stick around, you know? But to continue on from the saga, we got another story. And for the final story, which comes from Ulfer, I got roped into a trip to the aquarium last week. The parent-child ratio was 1-to-1 before they invited me, and when you're in crowds, it is helpful to have extra hands and eyeballs. I don't like being in crowded places, but I feel like just consistently avoiding them doesn't do any to ease the anxiety, and they needed the help. Plus, there would be free dinner at the end, and I'm a sucker for free dinner. Seeing as I wasn't actually anyone's parent and the thought of losing track of someone else's child in the crowds at the aquarium was anxiety-inducing enough to make me breathe funny, I was left in charge of the stroller and everyone's coats. This is my anxiety. Strollers are only self-propelled when going downhill, and they do not have a mind of their own, mostly. I swear, it was the stroller that made it bump the friend's ankles. Not me. 100%. Not operator error. However, my head was still on a swivel because I feel like there's never enough eyes out there when you're dealing with toddlers and crowded places. And I witnessed stupidity, the likes of which I hope to never see again in person. A toddler child of indeterminate gender was very upset that the walls around the open-air penguin enclosure were too tall to see over. The designers of the aquarium, having functional brain cells, put clear panels up every so often so the vertically challenged can still see the penguins. And so the kid starts kicking up a fuss, and the kid's parents move over to where there's a clear plastic panel for the kids to look through. "I can't see, it's all smudgy," says the child. So, one of the child's parents scoop up the screamer in question and puts them standing on top of the not transparent and thick wall, keeping people outside of the penguin enclosure. Mind you, this is an open-air exhibit, but the tank itself is larger than what people can see. It sunk to the floor and covers a pretty large area. There's maybe a 2-meter drop from the top of the wall down to where the penguins are. The stupidity I witnessed? The parent who had scooped the child up plopped their child down on the feet on the wall and then turned to walk to who was presumably the other parent without having a hand on the child. And I was already watching because the sounds of righteous indignation at having to view feathery flightless fjordlands through smudgy plexiglass and saw the child being placed on the 18-centimeter thick wall. I saw the hands drop and the head turn. I saw the kid lean closer to get a better look at the penguins. I saw the balance starting to go, the arms flare out, and the wobble. And then the wobble became a fall in the direction of the penguins. There was a scream, and then a loud splash, and then silence in that area of the aquarium while everyone rubbernecked to see what had just happened. Happily enough, the child landed in a deep part of the pool and was able to float well enough to their own to start, understandably, shrieking in terror. I cannot imagine how it would have gone if they landed on the large rocks in the enclosure. I also heard one parent go, "Oh crap," in the sudden stunned silence. And I'm guessing that this isn't the first time that this has happened, as the aquarium staff's response was swift and practiced, but not a hint of panic. Someone in a wetsuit appeared within seconds and scooped the child up. From what I could see, the kid was fine, just very shaken up from the experience. The parents' faces beat red, sprinted off to no one knows where, not making a sound. Some people, man. Look, before I get on to the comments, I have to say, look, I don't got no problems with toddlers or anything, but they're stupid. Why would you place a toddler on that high of a place in an open exhibit? That is the dumbest thing you could have ever done. Anywho, continuing on to the comments. It may have happened before, but they probably also run drills for it because, well, people are dumb. Yeah, at the risk of identifying the aquarium as that, there was an announcement in the penguin area every 15 minutes. Do not put your crap on the wall. If it falls, you are not getting it back. This is paraphrased, but conveys the intent. If I've learned anything from customer-facing jobs, it is that you could have a 15-foot sign with the warnings in big letters and loud announcements constantly and still get people who go, "Well, maybe there should be a sign or something." That's what people scream every time some dumb person tries to pet a bison or bear or falls into the canyon because they climbed over a barrier. Or, and I have encountered this more than once, let them fall. Maybe they'll finally learn to quit climbing all over everything. And I could not agree any more with that last statement. Now, before I end this off, I just want to make it known that I have a Patreon where I'll be posting 3 videos a day, and just to cover the bases, I'll have you know that the 2 videos a day is still going on. But if you want to support me and get a little more content, that you can go over there for the low price of $1. And, as always, the support is really appreciated and will in turn be used to make better and better content as the days go on. But enough of that. That is about it for those stories today, and if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe to become a fellow breadbag. Though, aside from that, I post 2 new videos every day on YouTube, so I hope to see you next time toasting session. But until then, have a good one.